All right, gang. Let's do the odds from Systems of Equations Day 1 assignment. I am on track to be back in the classroom tomorrow, so we'll get a chance to look at these together. And then according to our class schedule, we should have a 4-question test over writing systems of equations on Thursday. So if you've been engaging with the materials given out in class and the time you had with the sub and watching these videos, plus one day tomorrow with me, you should be ready for that. So here come the odds, and I will leave you to work through the evens. Hopefully you've got about half or more of this done already from the time you spent in class. So the Maplewood Orchestra sold 146 tickets and collected a total of $1,036. Admission was 5 for children and 8 for adults. So variable 1 is the number of children, and variable 2 is the number of adults. So for our equations, the number of children plus the number of adults equals the total number of tickets sold. And then the cost, or the amount of money made from the children plus the amount of money made from the adults equals 1,036. And number 3, JP is thinking of two numbers. The sum of the numbers is 163, and their difference is 33. Write two equations that could be used to solve the system. So our variables are number 1 and number 2. Let's call them x and y. And their sum, x plus y, is equal to 163. Their difference, x minus y, is equal to 33. It's pretty straightforward. Number 5, Cynthia's new car gets 17 miles to the gallon in the city, 25 miles to the gallon on the highway. She drove 220 miles on 11 gallons of gas. Write two equations that would be used to solve this system. And this one is a little bit less intuitive, so let's look at the information that we have. In the city, 17 miles for every 1 gallon, and on the highway, 25 miles for every 1 gallon. And we know she drove a total of 220 miles on 11 gallons. So this is tricky because it's tempting to say x equals miles driven on the highway or in the city and y equals to the other. But we actually want to use x equal gallons in city and let y equal gallons on highway. That way, x plus y equals 11 gallons, and 17x plus 25y equals 220 miles. For number 7, each day Saul prepares a large breakfast. On Monday, 40 adults, 15 children, 10.8 kilograms of chips. Tuesday, 35 adults, 22 children, 12.29 kilograms of chips. Write two equations that would be used to solve the system so that Saul would know whether adults or children eat more chips on average. So I'm thinking we'll do this by day first. On Monday, handle that over here. And Tuesday, we'll do second. And variable seems like they should be A equal chips eaten by adults, or chips per adult, and C equal chips per kid. So that'll be 40 times the number of chips they ate each, plus 15 times the number of chips the kids ate each. will equal 10.8 kilograms. And on Tuesday, we'll have a similar situation. 35 times the number of chips the adults ate each, plus 22 times the number of chips each kid ate. This time it'll equal to 12.29. The variables are the same on Monday as they are for Tuesday, and we just use one equation for each. And hopefully that clarifies what I meant with my variables on Monday. Chips per adult and chips per kid. What I mean by that is the number of chips eaten by an adult and the number of chips eaten by a kid. All right, number 9. Eric has some quarters and nickels in his pocket. He has 8 more nickels and quarters. Total value is $370. Write 2 equations for this system. So with the coin questions, our variables are always going to be the types of coins. Q is quarters, N is nickels. I say always, more often than not. Most likely in Algebra 1. He's got 8 more nickels than quarters. So we've got one equation for the number of coins and another equation for the total value. I think the value equation I'll do first. 25 cents per quarter plus 5 cents per nickel equals $3.70. He has 8 more nickels and quarters, so his number of nickels is equal to his number of quarters plus 8. And number 11. One number is 5 times as large as another number. So let's let x equal one number and y equal another number. One number is 5 times as large as another. So x is 5 times y. Their sum is 78. X plus y equals 78. Now, this is a great place to show, again, the direction we're heading with solving these equations. Again, not what you're expected to do just yet, though it is what I have in mind for some experimentation with tomorrow in class. If x is equal to 5y, then anywhere I see an x, I can plop that bad boy right in there and rewrite it as 5y plus y equals 78. Turn the 2 variable equation into one. 6y equals 78. So y has got to be 13. And if y is 13, then x has got to be 5 times 13. Take that answer that you got from the one equation and substitute it into the other. X equals 5 times 13, which is 65. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have a look at the bonus. So what I'll do is write one equation and leave you to figure out the other. The molecule of hexane has 6 carbon atoms and 14 hydrogen atoms. Molecular weight in grams per mole. The sum of the atomic weights of carbon and hydrogen is 86.178. So the sum of the atomic weights. The molecular weight of octane is 114.232 grams per mole. Octane has 8 carbon atoms and 18 hydrogen atoms per molecule. Write 2 equations that could be used to solve the system. Well, first things first, we got to identify our variables. And I'm thinking carbon atoms and hydrogen atoms. So let's do one equation for hexane and the other for octane. So C, I suspect, is the atomic weight of carbon, which isn't so much as of a variable as it is an unknown, because you could look that up on the periodic table. H is the atomic weight of hydrogen, and 6 times the atomic weight of carbon plus 14 times the atomic weight of hydrogen should be equal to 86.178.